Now, you know, just because you're busy doesn't mean you got to be stressed. I'm crazy busy right there with you, but it can be easier. Next time you're on a run, just make it more fun and listen to The Run with Manny Wilson. It's The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
Let me get to it. That motivation music. Get control of your life. Don't let nobody else do it.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I got some special guests here with me today. We're about to have a great show. Two great individuals, man. Great guys. Can't wait to chop it up with them for a good amount of time. But the founder and co-founder of Created Different, Ty Coleman and Ben Onyes. So what's going on, fellas? What's going on with y'all? Y'all still here with me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So excited to have y'all with me today. Y'all brand is just it's so exciting because it has so much meaning to it. So that's why I'm really excited to talk about what you guys have created and what you guys are pushing. So let's just jump straight into it. I'll let you guys go ahead and I'll start bouncing questions off of both of y'all and pass them back and forth. But first things first, these two guys are great entrepreneurs. I've known Ty since middle school, man. We go way back. And man. So, all right. And let's jump into it. First question, man. I want to just talk about it. So Ty, I'll start with you because I know you the longest, and then Ben, feel free to jump in at any time because hey, these questions is for you too. So, all right. But to kick it off, man, what made y'all want to go ahead and say, hey, we gotta make something impactful. Let's start this brand, Created Different.
Yeah, man. I'd like to say first and foremost, thank you for allowing us to come on here, to speak and giving us the opportunity to, create some content. Also, just getting our brand more out there, in the world. But really, man, to be honest, like, it all started back last year when I had an idea of, being created different. Because, I've been through, my story kind of impactful, tearing 4 ACLs, only got to play 13 games throughout my whole high school career. I kind of falling in depression after I got, kicked out at Eastern Michigan University, even though I got my certification in automotive detailing at Washington Community College. But it's like from there, I started seeing like myself going on the wrong path of things, start doing things I don't do, on a daily basis. And so,
right.
I feel like, with the brand Created Different, everybody got a different story. Everybody got, different trials and tribulations they're going to go through in their lifetime. Everybody got different wounds. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of like, that's kind of like how I got the idea of the brand, Created Different. I think a lot of people could resonate with it because, everybody else got their own different stories. Everybody else comes from different backgrounds. So, it's like you got to respect it at the end of the day. But that's how it pretty much came upon.
That's deep. And you said something I wanted to touch back on too. But Ben, I want to give you a chance to answer that question as well, man. The same thing. What made you want to push forward with the idea of Created Different also?
Man, ultimately, I want to thank you again for allowing us to come on here and speak. It's an honor. But, man, Created Different from the jump. When Ty, talked to me about the vision and what it truly meant, it just made sense with me. It was a no-brainer because, like you said, everybody has their own unique story, their own unique journey. And hearing Ty's story, one, was really inspirational. Two,
facts.
It actually made me correlate it to, my own journey, my own trials and tribulations, things of that nature. And, as far as taking ownership of something and, providing value to other people out there, way for other people to fall into their purpose, it was, it made sense to me. So definitely looking forward to impacting lives, it's about the lives you touch.
Man, yeah, that's deep, man. That's why I say, dog, y'all brand got some meaning to it. I love that it's a genuine brand. It's not just something like, oh, we trying to get some shirts off or we trying to get some sweat fits off. Like, no, man, y'all got a real meaning to it. So that's what's real dope. And jumping back, Ty, man, because you mentioned like just getting into like you started doing things you didn't really correlate with, or things you felt like wasn't really you. And like going into depression and stuff, man, you mentioned the ACLs and all that. Bro, you gotta tell us a little bit more about that journey, because that's just truly incredible. You said you tore your ACL 4 times, and man, that you gotta tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, so like freshman year, that's when it pretty much started. Tore my ACL freshman year, out for the season, played my whole sophomore season. Then junior season, before I was at a camp where it happened, so I tore another ACL. The senior season, tore another ACL. Then college, I was playing back at Bluffton University. It's a small school out there in Ohio. Tore my ACL homecoming game. So yeah, man, it was just a long journey, you know, just going through all that, and football was something I love to do.
Man,
you know I grew up.
Dog, I remember, man. I remember watching, because I mean, you a little bit older than me, but I remember coming in. I think you was 9th or 10th grade when I was in 9th or something like that. But dog, I remember like watching you, like me and all the dogs. We like, man, hey, TC, he elite at that. he elite at that DB position, dog. We gotta take notes or something, man. And I just remember, dog, it was sad watching too, because it's like, man, like we want you to play too, and because we was looking up to you, bro, for real. So it was crazy, and I know it was a lot on you, but you know, at that time, you know, everybody a lot younger, high school kids just moving fast and faster. So you know, we ain't really tapping too much into emotions like that of dang, how is this taking a mental toll on you, and you know, how is you really feeling inside, other than like, you know, the typical convo. Oh yeah, I'm straight, bro. Yeah, like, you know, it sucked, but you know, I'm straight. So it's crazy, man. That is something huge. And so and kind of touching on that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I totally agree, and it's like that's another thing why, like, I think the brand's so important, because you know, you got people out there that's dealing with depression right now. You got like somebody right now who's thinking about committing suicide while we talking on this phone call right now. So it's like, if me and Ben get like the message out there and create content and letting people know, like, yo, you can literally be depressed, or, you know, going through the toughest storm in your life, but you can still overcome it. You know what I'm saying? You definitely can still overcome it. It definitely takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but we here to tell you, like, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do amazing things in this temporary life. You know, because I think that's what God wants us to do. Not trying to get too deep on it, but you know what I'm saying?
No, you straight.
How the real life is, you know what I mean? So that's another thing, you know, with the brand, how I think, you know, it's so special.
Right. Oh man, yeah.
We want people to know that you can turn your whole life around, like you said, with consistency and you know, just the willingness to get out there and, you know, do things differently. You know, have a different mindset, changing the mindset.
Right. No, man. Right. Yeah, that's deep, man. And Ben, I don't know if you did play sports or anything, but I'm just familiar how with life works, where everybody goes through something. Was there an impactful time on you where you felt as if, man, like I'm really in a battle right now, or I really just got to see this outcome, or I'm getting away from myself? Or was it any times where you felt like that as well?
Absolutely, man. You know, I actually played basketball throughout high school. Sterling Heights Stevenson, I played AAU ball. Sure. So I had hoop dreams. 100%. You know, so it was a time that came that, you know, I kind of had to get those up. I had to really focus on, you know, school and, you know, what I wanted to do. Reason being is because, you know, we was getting older and had to be realistic with myself. But it was a time where I was down, really, because, you know, I love basketball. You know, I hold it dearly to my heart. You know, I even debated on, you know, training and going overseas and playing and things of that nature. But that was a time where I was low and I really didn't know, you know, where I was going, the direction I was leading into. So, you know, that was a time, and I can think back going in. I feel like if I seen this brand and something like this and met someone like Ty, on myself now who was pushing something like this, I feel like I would have resonated with it. So it's times like that that make me think like, wow, like I can't wait for us to actually, touch people's lives and things of that nature.
Right. I feel it, man. And that's huge, bro. I just want to say to both of y'all, man, sharing that. I appreciate y'all sharing that first things first. And second, it's crazy motivational, man. It's so inspiring because like the way y'all just being an open book to the public, because people are so against, oh man, I can't share what made me grow as a person, or I can't share these certain things. Like seeing two other black men share those type of things are huge, because so long we've been taught to not be vulnerable and not share things. Mm-hmm. So to hear that from y'all, man, and like that's huge, because it needs to be heard. It needs to be heard at the end of the day, man. And that's great. That's great. So I do appreciate y'all for sharing that. One of the things I want to add to that, and I'll follow it up with a question as well, is like, I think it is common for everyone to go through something at some point. At some point, you're bound to go through something, through anything. And the picture that it looks like on the outside isn't always what's really going on the inside. So, like, again, going back to how I was saying, like, Ty, how we was seeing you, we like, you straight, how you doing, bro? And you was hanging in there, fighting through it and stuff. But on the outside, it's like, okay, we might still joke around. We all laughing and stuff, but we don't see what you really going through internally. Like, we only seeing the outside. Like, oh, yeah, we was just kicking it. We was laughing, like, ha, whatever. We don't see the inside stuff. And like, that kind of goes to my next question of for people who are going through things internally, what would you say would be that first step to helping them become more vulnerable, or helping them being able to realize within that, dang, I'm not really okay, or I really need to fix this within myself?
Yeah, I would say, man, like, first and foremost, I would say, like, reach out to somebody. Definitely reach out to somebody, because, I learned that, the enemy attacks when you're alone, when you isolate. When you isolate yourself, because when you isolate yourself, that's when you in a different world where, a lot of negativity get into you. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say reach out to somebody. It can be a loved one, it can be like a friend, a deep down friend that you have in your life. But definitely reach out to somebody, because that's how people commit suicide. Because they're scared to reach out. So definitely reach out to somebody. And like me and Ben, we so open. Like, we got our page open to people that can reach out. You know what I'm saying? They can DM us, anything, but just got to reach out to somebody. That would be the first thing, the first step.
It's crazy that you say that, Ty, and that's how I know we meant to do this, is because I was literally thinking the same thing. What I was going to say is, in society nowadays, I feel like it's safe to say people really closed off, as far as, being personable, you know what I'm saying? And everybody think we got to be so hard, put this tough face on. But, when people encounter me and Ty, we're created different, and what we're trying to do here, they're going to see two individuals who are just so personable. We have gone through things, and we're not afraid to share that. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of our story. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of who we are. So I feel like when people encounter us, they're going to have that sense of openness. We're trying to create that safe space for them, in order for them to get out of that uncomfortable situation, that dark place, so we want to be a vessel for them to get in their purpose.
Right.
100%.
Oh man, hey, that's all facts, man. And it was, I heard from someone one day, I don't even remember where, I think it was a class or something one day, I was sitting in on, and he was saying to me, he was like, a lot of people think, oh, this guy, he's getting through life, he's handling it, but he's not vulnerable. And what it came down to was, he was just pretty much saying, like, the true strength is in being vulnerable, because it takes more strength to be able to say, I'm gonna share my story, I'm gonna open up and tell this person like what happened to me, or what shaped me to where I am now, rather than being closed off and just being like, whatever. So it's like, when y'all was just talking and answering the question, that's something that made me think about, because it's like, man, y'all, like, and I'm not sure if you guys may even know, because I'm all the followers that y'all talk to, you may not be able to actually have a one-on-one conversation with all of them. But man, y'all just gotta stay in this lane. Y'all gotta stay in y'all lane because y'all doing y'all thing. And on top of that, it's definitely motivating. Hearing both of y'all speaking, hearing both of y'all talk about the different things that's happened to y'all and how y'all overcoming it and how y'all just pretty much trying to get better and better as life goes on. Y'all gotta stick with it, man, because that is dope.
Yeah.
That is so dope, man.
Man, we appreciate that. We definitely will.
Yeah, hey,
That's love.
yeah, no problem, dog. And that kind of brings me to another idea as well, because like in a lot of the videos that I watch and a lot of videos where you putting people on game and you telling people about, just make sure you take care of your health and make sure you do this. I hear you talk a lot about purpose. And
Yeah.
I just want to have you touch on purpose a little bit, pretty much like, what advice would you give someone in finding their purpose?
Man,
That's
first
a
and foremost,
fabulous question.
yeah. Do you want to touch up on it first? Or you want?
Go ahead, Ty.
I bet. But first and foremost, you gotta build a relationship with your heavenly Father. First and foremost, because if you don't know that relationship between y'all two, it's like He's not gonna guide you in the direction where He needs you to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like you stuck, you stranded. So I would say definitely build a relationship with your heavenly Father. And that's how I found my purpose. That was the start of helping me find my purpose. But also you got to increase in your capacity to earn. You know what I'm saying? What that means, you gotta reprogram your mind. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing this, watching TV 24 hours a day or 16 hours a day after you get off work, you know what I'm saying? Read a book, listen to a broadcast, you know what I'm saying? Figure out what you want to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? That's the second thing too. Like figuring that out is a huge step, because you gotta think time is so valuable. Time is something we can never get back. So you gotta use the time as much as you need to invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, just build a heavenly relationship with God, and everything else gonna fall in place.
Man,
Totally agree with that statement. And to piggyback off of what Ty said, once you do find that personal relationship with God, it's a very moving experience, and we can personally attest to that. And as far as finding your purpose, my own personal testimony is that when I did find financial advising as a career I wanted to pursue, it didn't feel like work or like drag or school or things of that nature. Like I had the will, the power to want to do it.
Right.
To touch on the exams I took, like Ty said, changing your mindset. When you do find your purpose and you want something, there's nothing that you won't do to go get it. Like you're gonna be hungry for it.
Facts.
So
that
should
is
be
facts.
motivation to want to seek your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, man, that's facts. I heavily reside with that. Like once you feel like and you really want something, you're not gonna stop. You're not gonna let the small things stop you. Like you're not gonna let the minor setbacks stop you. If that's something that you really trying to pursue and that's something that you really want. So no, I do like that. So here's what we're gonna do. We about to go ahead, chop it up, take another quick break. And then after the break, we're gonna come back. We're gonna keep chopping it up with my guys from Created Different. And then after that, we're gonna see where it goes from there.
Let's get it.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I'm still here kicking it with my guest from Created Different, founder and co-founder of Created Different, Ty Coleman and Ben Onyes. What's going on, fellas? Y'all still kicking it with me?
Oh, no doubt, man. We're having a good time.
Yeah, man. Having authentic conversations, stuff that you really need to hear. So I'm excited to touch on it, but I got some more questions for y'all. Y'all not done just yet. I might keep y'all hanging around just a little bit longer. And first thing to jump back, you said what? What's up?
No, I was saying let's get it.
For sure. So to jump back into it, man, I need to hear. And this one gonna make y'all think. What's the best advice y'all ever received, whether it was out of a book, whether it was in a fortune cookie, a seminar, anything, parent, neighbor? What's the best advice y'all ever received? I need to hear this game. Y'all boys done faded on me.
we dang near generating the top 3 right now.
Hey, no, I knew I was gonna get y'all with this one. I'm like, y'all was answering the smooth earlier. I knew this was gonna get y'all.
I would say, man, the best advice I got was from a guy named Greg. He was like a mentor of mine back then, but he said to me, you know, the hardest thing about starting, you know, any type of business is that, you know, you want the people to love you, you know, but they got to understand what you're doing in such a way. So it's like the hardest thing about starting a business is that you want the people you love to understand what you're doing, if that makes sense. You know, because I feel like when you're starting off, you know, with any business, it's gonna be hard trying to get your family and friends to understand what you're trying to do in such a way. And I also pick up a germ that, you know, your most successful people is strangers. You know, when it comes to business, you know, you're gonna get a lot more support from strangers than your family and friends. You know, so you just gotta embrace that, and that will make you get out your comfort zone to go out there and build your brand. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the advice I got. The best advice for, you know, starting a business or anything I got going on.
Okay. All right. I got you, Ben. It's on you. What's up?
This really does correlate with what Ty said. Man, the best advice I've ever received is, you know, it's all about relationship building. You know, whether it is business, you know, whether it is whatever you're trying to accomplish. I feel like the emphasis should be on the relationship, because we are human beings, and, you know, frankly, if you can't get along with somebody, it's likely that business relationship won't work out. You know, for example, Ty and myself, man, we built a friendship before we even talked business. Ty, when did we meet? About a year ago almost.
How did y'all meet? What's that breakdown?
Man, we met in the gym, actually. I had just moved over here, you know, working out. I was hitting back, and Ty came over and said, you got a couple steps left. Started chopping it up, man. We talked life. We talked basketball, football. That's when Ty told me his story. Man. And then we talked business.
Yeah, we just clicked from there, man.
Yeah, but it's crazy because, like I was saying, we didn't talk true business until, what, Ty, like 2 months ago?
Yeah, literally 2 months.
Literally. So we really was building our friendship and, you know, inspired from there. So I would say that's the best advice I've ever received is, you know, really focus on relationship building.
Yeah, man. That's deep. And that is true. To kind of piggyback off what you were saying, dog. Like, I've heard that so much in terms of whether it's simple things, whether it's building a business, whether it's getting a job, whether it's like trying to do almost anything, man. If somebody don't like you, they not about to do nothing with you. like it's that simple. Like if they don't think you a genuine person, or if they don't really like you, then it's a wrap from there. So I definitely agree with that. And I got another thing too, kind of going back here, back to Create It Different. For the brand, y'all told us and y'all explained, you know, the meaning of the brand and, you know, why y'all created it. So I need to hear what's the goal for the brand? Like, what's one of the things you're hoping to see in the next 5 to 10 years with the brand?
Man, so like impacting lives, you know what I'm saying? Like right now, of course, we still, you know, building everything from scratch, but really impacting lives and, you know, finding more of our target audience. You know what I'm saying? That's really pretty much like one of the biggest goals that we working for right now. But as far as in like 5 to 10 years, I say, man, like I said, changing lives and having people really resonate with the brand to the point where, you know, they supporting us just because the meaning of the brand. You know, of course, somebody gonna, because they like the jacket or they like the sweatpants, but, you know, our target audience, we mostly focus on people, you know, like who've been in those depressive phases, or, you know, who had a hard time finding their purpose, who are having a hard time finding their purpose, you know. and potentially, just building it from there, set a foundation and, eventually open up shops. And yeah, man, there's a lot we want to do with the brand, but that's pretty much it. So
Nah, that's
we can have people resonate.
Hey, go ahead, Ben.
100%, 100% to what Ty said. And, we can attest to that. We have big visions for Create It Different. Not only is it a brand, but we really want it to be ultimately a movement. The meaning, Create It Different. We want that to resonate with a lot of people. I'm sure we're going to open various shops, but, ultimately I can really see me and Ty doing a lot of, philanthropy work, actually, when we talking to people and, standing up in front of people and just, sharing our story and, touching the lives of others. So I really feel like it's more than just clothing.
Right. Nah, that's what's up, man. Nah, that's super dope. And Ty, you said something when you were answering that question, and it made me think of another question here about, like you said, impacting lives. That was one of the key things, and Ben, you touched on it too, impacting lives. One of the things I can't help but to think about is oftentimes, like, we go on and we're really like we're impacting lives, but we just don't see it. Have you came to that point? Have either one of y'all got to that point where it's like, dang, I'm putting this content out, I'm pushing hard with the brand and everything, but it's like I'm not really seeing any direct impact, like, because like I already mentioned, first and foremost, y'all done impacted my life just from, just seeing stuff. I'm like, oh shit, Ty on the grind. Let me get back on the grind. Or like seeing y'all putting content out. I'm like, all right, man, let me go ahead, do some research, get my stuff together. So it's like so many different ways you can motivate a person. I feel like that can be hard to assess in a way. Have y'all got to that point where it's like, how have you kind of thought about it? Where it's like, even if we don't see directly how we're impacting somebody, how do we go about it in terms of knowing that we're still doing something genuine?
Wow. Well, I'm going to start off by saying, me and Ty actually talked about this personally before we started Create It Different, really. We talked about just getting out there and being intentional about sowing good seeds, whether that be a conversation, whether it be some advice, not really seeking an end result ultimately, but just getting out there and planting seeds. In people's lives. So we might not see the direct correlation immediately, but we know that, that seed will eventually turn into a beautiful flower. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. I agree with Ben, pretty much said. And like he was saying, that kind of go back with like creating great relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? From the start, getting to know a person as who they are. And what they've been through and where they're trying to go in life. And I feel like, wherever we go, we can connect with anybody. So even if just from a small conversation, somebody having a bad day, we come upon, hey, how you doing? We just had a genuine conversation. That might change their whole day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just little things that we tend to push and take action about. So.
Yeah, that is facts, bro. The example you gave, you might be having a bad day. Somebody just check on you real quick. That goes a long way, man. That goes a long way. And also too, so I want to go ahead and throw out here too. I know you guys mentioned earlier, like we was chopping it up off air about, y'all want people to feel free to reach out to y'all if they feel like they going through something, just need somebody to talk to or need somebody to work things out with. I know y'all mentioned there's open doors. Where can people contact y'all or feel free to reach out to y'all and get that open hand that they might be looking for?
Yeah, so like, man, we haven't really we got a plan for it, but as far as like right now, of course people can just, DM us, really.
Drop the
DM
IG.
our page and follow up. Yeah. DM our page and we can definitely go from there, follow our personal pages and just be open to seek information from them. So
Absolutely. Yeah. We're available at all times, so please don't hesitate.
For sure.
It's a created_different. It's the IG. And then feel free to reach out to our personals as well. Ty, I know you want to mention your Instagram.
Oh yeah, Ty Coleman _JR. That's my personal.
And mine is Ben _Onyes. That's Ben_ONYES is my Instagram.
Yeah, man, because that's real that y'all having that open hell for people, man, because a lot of people, they be closed off, and that's like we've been talking about for the last couple of minutes, man. But that's dope. I go ahead and say, just go ahead, drop them IG tags one more time. That way we can find you, we can follow you. If I need to hit one of y'all up, if somebody listening need to just hit y'all up, just get something off their chest, any type of advice, go ahead, drop them IG tags one more time, because we gonna need it.
Yeah, so my personal is Ty Coleman _JR. And of course you can follow our brand page at created_different.
Yes, sir, of course. And my Instagram is Ben_Onyes.
Bet it up. All right, man. Well, I appreciate y'all guys for hanging with me today. Great conversation. That was definitely much needed. I hope people listen to this and decide they need to share it with a friend, because this is critical information. And before we wrap up, you can find their page also on our Instagram at The Run Podcast. We have it there as well. They are tagged in videos as well. And you can find all the things that they do, from clothing, from motivation, just from helping the community, all of that. And I'm sure they would love to have you on board if you want to contact and connect. I'm sure they would love to be able to connect with you, help you out if you need that type of assistance. But most of all, I do appreciate y'all being here. We're going to be chopping it up from here. We definitely going to stay in touch, fellas.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you. Like I said again, thanks for having us, man. We definitely appreciate the opportunity. And, keep grounding yourself. And for anybody who just, watching this video or hearing us, just don't stop with what you're doing. If it's really something that you want to do deep inside in your heart, just go for it. Go with your gut feeling. And just know it's going to be hard. You're going to go through a lot of trials and tribulations. You're going to go through a lot of obstacles within the process, but you just got to keep going, and that's what we all trying to do, just keep going, so.
Facts, man. Facts. All right, Ben, you got anything else to add before we bounce?
Man, it's a pleasure to be on this podcast, man, and I hope, somebody hears this and, has it on their heart to reach out to us if they need anything.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man. Well, great kicking it with y'all. And until then, it's The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
Sir.
Now, don't be selfish. You might have a friend, family member, coworker who's on the run too. So make sure they get to have the same amount of fun as you, and send them this episode. It's The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
Let me get to it. That motivation music. Get control of your life. Don't let nobody else do it.